Hey.
All right.
Didn't he lolcow out
What
Geno
made him
Samuel for a
this
little
way?
bit?
Yes.
What is the attraction?
And then he came back to his senses?
Kinda.
What keeps us fascinated?
I think it was something like, oh, you have to change all the
This is the story
documentaries
of Christian.
because I'm a woman now. You have to call me she and not use my.
And then Geno
He was like,
Geno Samuel became really mad or whatever.
yeah. And then
he
stopped.
lolcowed.
Yeah. A little bit.
Mm.
I got that song stuck in my head.
Bob and Christian moved back into their family
That
home
was
in Rookersburg
0
to
years
reunite
old.
with Barbara. And in August, at the behest of his parents, Chris began attending Piedmont, Virginia Community College, where the highest level degree students could attain was an associate degree. Perhaps spellbound by illusions of grandeur, he chose to study marketing, but Bob quickly transferred him to a computer-aided drafting and design degree, or CAD, in the hopes that it would be a better fit for his challenged son and his future. According to the PVCC handbook of the time, this was a 2-year degree. In addition to the CAD course, he took English classes and even a tennis class.
Huh.
Apart from study,
I didn't know he
continued
did tennis.
to develop his Pokemon website and added more cards to his wall of originals, creating cards representing, among others, his beloved creation, Sonichu. He also created the Sonichu's News Dash section of his Pokemon site, where he posted material about his original characters.
That's
as
his
well
black
as news
Sonichu,
and
by the way.
information about the Sonic the
Yeah,
Hedgehog
is it?
game.
Yeah, he just
He
plays
seemingly stopped
basketball.
updating the News Dash after 4 posts. In October,
I think he changed it
he
at one
launched
point.
Quick's Sonichu site, a website devoted to his original character. Over the course of the year, the Sonichu family grew. He created Soni, Sonichu's pre-evolutionary form, and dedicated a trading card to him. He also gave Sonichu a female companion, Rosechu, based on Amy Rose from the Sonic franchise. After high school,
I need to play another Sonic
contact
game.
with
It's been
his
too
gal
long.
pals was lost, apart from Kelly. He claimed to have called her every weekend for about a year.
He
For
looks
Christmas of that year,
fine right
Christian
there.
made her a CD entitled Songs for Kelly as his
Oh.
gift. He incorporated a mini Sonichu into the artwork. Winter of 2000 was
Wonder what I
also
bet
significant, for
that
that was
would
when
cost
Chris created
nowadays.
his Sonichu medallion made of Crayola model
I
magic
think a
clay
lot of this
and
stuff has
acrylic
already come up
paints.
for sale.
He
It doesn't go
recounted,
for a lot.
Late 2000, I bought some Crayola model
A
magic
lot of the
clay
stuff, but it was
and
just
molded
something like
and
that.
crafted the first
That would be a
original
lot of
Sonichu
money.
medallion that I wore around my neck with a makeshift chain, which I
Oh, is
later
this the
replaced with
first thing for
necklace
the
I bought at
medallion,
Pacific
huh?
Somewhere at my mall.
It's the first medallion, yeah.
After its creation,
Look at
it
that.
would rarely be seen
The
without
best
it.
looking one.
The
They
following
just get
year,
words
he
from there.
continued to develop the lore around Sonichu, which included
Well, he just
creating an
reuses
offspring of
everything, no?
Rosechu called
Yeah, he always
Percy,
like incorporates
and designing a hypothetical
stunks
front
of
cover
it.
for an issue of Archie Comics called Sonic the Hedgehog vs. Sonichu.
Or at least he did
On June
once.
6th, he designed a CD cover for the album Linda Ronstadt in Espanol, starring Rosechu and a sombrero-wearing trumpet-tooting Sonichu. It is possible that the cover was created for a custom album featuring a selection of songs by singer Linda Ronstadt, sung in Spanish by Christian.
Oh, I wish we could hear that.
In July, he filmed the City of Quickville tour using the stop-motion feature on his Game Boy camera. The town in question was as yet unfinished Quickville, made of Lego. He still hadn't settled on a naming system yet, so in the video he spells it 2 different ways. First with an I, then with an I and a K. The tour is led by a Lego incarnation of Christian, and he shows 2 landmarks of the town, the water tower and go-kart pass, before
God, the
video
Game Boy
abruptly
camera was
ends,
so cool.
possibly due to the
For
Game
like a
Boy
minute.
camera only having the
Yeah.
capacity to hold 30 frames at a time. In mid-July, Christian attended the Brickfest Lego convention in Arlington, Virginia.
thought he was in
where
college
accompanied
class.
by his father, Bob.
Playing with
That would've been
To
Legos.
display their custom-made Lego creations, and Chris seemingly exhibited his eclectic residence of his Lego town of Quickville, all seated in race cars. In August, Christian got a job at fast food restaurant Wendy's. He wrote
Just like
he
King
was mostly
Cobra.
in charge of cleaning trays, tables, and carpet/tile flooring,
Just like King
keeping the
Cobra.
place neat and serving the customers with kind, understanding help. He alleged that he never quite saw eye to eye with a supervisor who disagreed with Chris's way of operating. According to one supposed event, He got his uniform dirty, and despite it being likely that he could have swapped it
See,
with
I
a
always
clean spare
believe
at the
the first
establishment,
complaint
he
they give
proceeded to
about a
continue to
manager,
work with his
but if it
slave
keeps
attire.
going afterwards, I don't believe the second one or the third one or the fourth one. Always believe the first complaint, because the first complaint is going to be the most true.
I think Chris Chan just doesn't take orders well.
That too.
So how do you get your uniform like filthy? While working
You
at a
like let's
Wendy's?
just say there are dirty eaters, so he probably accidentally like got pickle juice or whatever, like pickles, ketchup on his
What was he doing?
uniform.
He
He
was
doesn't
probably
seem like the
crawling around on his
cleanest cleaner.
legs.
He doesn't seem like the cleanest
No,
cleaner.
not at all.
And even attempted to wash it in the bathroom sink. According to Christian, a female coworker gave him a hard time, pelting him with criticisms and insults, perhaps mistaking her constructive criticisms for attacks against his person. He also admitted he took breaks frequently, neglecting other duties. Chris was fired from Wendy's in September 2001 for a number of possible reasons. One of the most
Damn,
popular
very
motives for
close
his
to
dismissal
9/11.
was that he performed a Donald Duck impression to a child at the restaurant, bringing him to tears. In other accounts, he said that he was fired after he drew an unflattering caricature of an older female coworker. His termination was likely a culmination of these events. On September 11th, he went shopping with his mother Barbara and bought a pack of Pokemon cards.
The reason when he got
His
fired,
selection
he
included a
cursed
card for
Wendy
when
so
Dark
hard
Robot,
9/11
about
happened.
which he later
Yep.
recounted. I got this card in a booster pack on the worst day of 2001, September 11, where an airplane was stolen and crashed in New York. It was
He
also
pulled an
around
Arbok
this
that
time
day.
that Chris ended his weekly calls to Kelly. Over the years, he gave conflicting
Kinda
reasons
looks like
for
young
this.
Hillary
He
Clinton
stated
right
that
there.
since he suffered from noviophobia, a term stemming from the Spanish word novio, meaning boyfriend, which he defined as a fear of speaking to a woman who may already be in a relationship, it made him feel that his calls were in vain. On other occasions, Chris stated that he had been told by his mother that Kelly most likely already had a boyfriend, so he might as well quit his attempts. In later years, he changed his story again, saying that he came to that realization all by himself. In other retellings, he said that he simply forgot to call her one weekend, and after he broke the routine, he didn't want to continue. For his mother's 60th birthday,
Wonder
in
which one of
October
those
that
happened.
year, Chris allegedly made her a cake with Sonichu on it. In July 2002,
It's a decent-looking
Christian
cake,
apparently
honestly.
attended the Brickfest Lego convention in Arlington, Virginia.
Maybe he should have
where
been a cake
attendees could enter
decorator.
their own custom Lego creations
Maybe.
into a contest. Chris seemingly created his own miniature town of Rockersville, Virginia. On December 7th, the Charlottesville Daily Progress newspaper published a letter that Christian had written to Santa Claus, misspelling his name so it happened to match the title of the 1994 Christmas film, The Santa Claus. In it, he wished for Santa to give special presents to all his family members and his old friends, including Joshua Martinez and all his high school gal pals. For himself, he mentioned that there was an enclosed wish list of items that he would like to get, including new games for the Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Please help my family and friends and I to have a Merry Christmas, all things considered. Merry Christmas, Christian W. Chandler. P.S. Could you also find a local friend for me, or make my Pokemon, Sonichu, real for me? Thank
He
you
spelled
much.
Sonichu wrong!
Christian's letter was likely sent to the newspaper for publication by his parents instead of the North Pole. On December 16th,
Yo!
publication by his
That's a shitty fucking Dreamcast controller. The Astropad, I've used one of those. They are so fucking uncomfortable, and I have big fucking meaty claw hands. These fucking sucked.
parents instead of the North Pole. On December 16th, his mother Barbara was pulled over by police and charged with having a defective brake light in her car. The case was ultimately dismissed. On February 24th, 2003, Christian spent a tearful 21st birthday. For some reason, he was kicked out of English class by his male and possibly gay professor. There were multiple conflicting reasons he gave for his ousting. First, Chris said that the class was reading the book Wednesday's Child, which concerned an autistic girl. He recounted that he told the professor that he was autistic as well, which resulted in a misunderstanding and Chris being forced to leave the class.
Wait, what?
Alternatively, he admitted to causing a disruption in class, writing that he expressed, quote-unquote, Exclamations you'd likely hear from a black person in church, which prompted his
What
dismissal
the
from the
fuck does
classroom.
that mean?
This ejection further increased his hate for men and gay men in general, and convinced him that he needed to launch a pursuit to find true love.
What the fuck?
In order to meet a prospective woman without male romantic attachment, or whom he called a boyfriend-free girl, he launched his quote-unquote love quest.
Here we
However, in
go.
order to complete his quest, he needed to confront his
A
apprehension of
virgin with
approaching women on
rage.
his own volition, due to his belief in the infinitely high boyfriend factor.
Christian
This
kind of
refers to the
invented
seemingly
incel.
very high probability that any girl to whom he spoke already had a boyfriend, making it close to impossible to find his coveted boyfriend-free girl. By extension, every man who already had a girlfriend was thought of by Chris with seething loathing. He explained, "With the infinitely high boyfriend factor, I am not fond of about 99.99999999996% of the total male population, with a margin
be like
of
a
error
quarter
of
of a
the
person or something like
4 billionth of a
that?
percent
I
for
have
about
no
100 men,
clue.
of whom are
I think he's
okay
just trying to sound
acquaintances.
smart.
Those doofs get all the luck. Having a sweetheart to care for and to be cared from, getting all the hugs, kisses, and emotional support, and the security of a solid future without loneliness, and with love
Without
and children.
loneliness.
And besides that, my autism is not much help on the programming of my mind. Sigh. Oh, my life." To combat his
I love people who
reluctance to
write
approach
sigh.
prospective females, he devised a way in which
My brother had that transformer. Yo, that's Dinosaur Planet, Star Fox.
women would approach
It
him instead.
is.
The attraction sign. Sometime after his 21st birthday, Christian created what he called an attraction sign, which was a large sign constructed from multiple sheets of paper.
I love how childish it
To
looks.
attention any
I
woman who
can't
possibly
watch
matched his
this.
very specific list of
You should do this,
requirements.
Cat, at
It
the
read,
next time,
No.
21
next
and
time you
single white
go
male,
to a hospital.
shy, smart, young at heart,
Put that up
No.
next to the fucking printer you're fixing.
computer
You mean in
skilled,
like a random
humorous,
closed off
great
office?
thinker and
Yeah.
go-getter, natural salesperson, enjoys good parts of life, diplomatic, friendly, loves his family, peaceful, very creative. He's lonely, seeking a cute 18 to 21 single female companion.
I think every time he ages, so he'll be 22, and he'll make a new sign, he'll add this to 22. This never changes.
Keeps it at 18.
Yeah, it's just they can now be the same age. They can't be older.
18 to 21 years of age, does not already have a boyfriend, single, average to slender weight / body type, white, lives in Charlottesville or Ruckersville area, does not smoke or drink alcohol, happy, positive personality, average / high income, drives a vehicle. If any men read this huge sign, mind your own business. And to all men with girlfriends, except marrieds and blacks, go jump off.
Except marrieds and blacks can go jump off a cliff is insane. And then a little smiley face.
Hey, smiley face. The large red arrow pointing right demarcated Chris's supposed
That's
position
so
during
fucking
public display, as he would hang the sign up at the PBCC lobby and would stand or sit beside it in the hopes of attracting potential mates. Based on the attraction sign and later comments, it is perceivable that in addition to finding the love of his life, his quest for a sweetheart was primarily a quest to lose his virginity
God.
and
I'm looking at this. I thought it was. Is this not the JD Vance meme?
Look, a lot of people that look kind of like JD Vance.
I don't believe this. I feel
Very
like,
common.
I feel like he's fucking with me. This is the JD Vance edit, right?
No,
That
it's
does not look like Chris Chan.
It does.
I'm looking up fucking JD Vance Chris Chan.
I'm fucking
JD
doing it.
Vance Chris Chan. Because I don't fucking believe anybody. Oh my god, it is a JD Vance.
It is?
It's not. That's what JD Vance
Okay,
looks
yeah,
like.
I know. I know. I
thought it was really him.
It's not.
find a woman to mother him. and
I've been
financially support
blackpilled
him.
too much on the meme.
Just a couple of months into his love quest, Christian was met with an obstacle. Mary Lee Walsh, the Dean of Student Affairs, pulled down his attraction sign. According to Chris, She yelled at him in a violent manner and said that his way of doing things would not get him a girlfriend. It is likely that Walsh may have in fact taken down his sign and told him that it was inappropriate, as his methods were akin to soliciting sex on campus.
I mean, I'm autistic and I like to look around at posters and shit in the background. Which one is this?
That's a fat Pikachu.
Mewtwo Strikes Back? Is that what this one is? Oh, he's got the original Big the Cat toy.
Yeah.
That's expensive. Oh, I want a Big the Cat figure so bad. I want his autistic ass on my shelf. Oh, he's got Sonic Adventure like cutouts and shit. Man, he's got some cool ass shit. Too bad they're all fucking destroyed. I had this Pokemon poster.
Oh yeah?
When I was a kid, it shows all the original 150. I remember the fucking blue outline. Holy fuck. Man, I was one extra chromosome away from being Chris Chan.
You really were. You're just almost the same age, aren't you?
He's like a couple years older than me.
Oh, there you go.
I think he's like 80. He was born in
case,
86 or something
he
like
was
that.
deeply disheartened by this event.
So you would have been
It
whatchamacallit?
literally shattered my heart to
a
almost
few years
nothing
away from
and we're-
fucking your mom.
Yeah. Fuck. I missed out.
Hey yo.
This Lego base right here is for a pirate set, and it's also very expensive.
Shattered my soul. In response to this attack, Christian made another sign, which was quickly removed in a similar fashion. This was to be the beginning of Christian's interpreted personal conflict with Mary Lee Walsh that would make a significant impact on much of his later life.
Really what
As
she
an
looks
act
like?
of catharsis, Christian
I think this
wrote a
is new
poem
footage. I
called
don't remember this being in
Saddest
there.
Heart in the World, in which he refers to Walsh in the most unkind of light. Lonesome and sad, the mastermind is very bad. In efforts of getting a boyfriend-free gal, that female dog took my only idea for a fall. Heartbroken, sad, and very
It was
lonely,
working for a
I may
second.
never remove my virginity.
Backstreet Boys? Wait, what's
On
the rest of
April 10th,
this?
Chris wrote a short story called Sonichu and Rosechu, The Genesis of the Love Hogs, establishing the origins of his original characters, which also incorporated elements from the Sonic the Hedgehog lore, such as the Chaos Emeralds of Power. In addition, the story features a lovely Pokemon trainer. Her name was Kel, short for Kelly. He
Cool.
published it on his Sonichu website. In May, Chris created a compilation CD called Christian's Anime World, seemingly featuring a selection of music heard in some of the Japanese animated series, or anime, that he was consuming at the time. This included Sonic X, XL Saga,
I don't know
Sailor
what
Moon,
XL Saga
and
is.
Pokemon. In June, Christian found work as a salesperson for Cutco, a cutlery retailer.
No way, he
It
worked
is
for
unknown whether
Cutco.
he actually managed to sell any knives, as later testimonies showed that he was still in possession of unpurchased stock, holding on to some items more than a decade after he was employed. His
Crazy.
tenure ended in August, when his boss left the Charlottesville area. Also in August, Christian created a new custom album called Christian and the Hedgehog Boys. The backing band, in Chris's imagination, as featured on the album cover, featured Sonic the Hedgehog characters Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog, and his original creations, Sonichu and Black Sonichu. The album consists
And
of
Black
Christian's
Sonic
sweet
Chew.
melody-free vocals with original
Shadow
lyrics
Chew?
over
He could have
it.
just said Shadow Chew.
Dude, it looks almost exactly like Shadow, except with a couple extra red lines.
Yeah.
And a less of a scoof. That's like the laziest one.
Songs recorded by other artists being played in the background. His songs cover a range of topics, such as his search for love in Sony the Cute Girl, based on I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Virgin with Miss Rates, tell me why I need a cute girl my age. I don't wanna hear you say I have a boyfriend.
Autism in AUTISM, sung over the Backstreet Boys' Larger Than Life. And his Spanish skills in the Ricky Martin adaptation La Cocina en la Casa de Casanova. Later that year,
I think I
Chris
felt
wrote
you
another
cringe.
poem, Sonichu's Ode to Rosechu, an attempt at depicting the romantic
Look,
ties
man.
binding Sonichu and
I
Rosechu.
can't say anything.
O Rosechu, you are as beautiful as a rose, though a zapbud is the flower that heals your woes. He once again reinstates his idealized views on relationships between men and women. If I evolve into your knight, I will protect you with my lance. Speed makes no difference, though you are slower than I. You dance in a field with such grace and style. Sigh.
What?
The poem closes with possibly the first utterance of a variant of Christian's commonly used term, sweetheart. Rosie, as often as birds tweet, will you be my lovely heart sweet? In October 2003, Christian reunited with his childhood friend Sarah Hammer for her birthday. For the special occasion, he made her a present, a hand-drawn comic book detailing the complete history of their life together, entitled Chris plus Sarah's Life Shares. It is from this work of literature that the majority of their interactions with each other has come to be known, including Sarah's supposed childhood bullying, which then 21-year-old Chris neglects. As with most of his creative efforts of the time, Christian incorporates Sonichu into his work, touting it as an accomplishment, deciding to depict all people as Sonichus, with Chris and Sarah portrayed by Sonichu and Rosechu respectively. He also talks about Sarah's personal life.
Did he
including
upload
her
this
relationship
himself?
with her boyfriend. As
Before
of
he gave it to her?
July 2000, Sarah has been living with her boyfriend, Wes Isley, a magician who does parties.
That's
He
cool.
closes the book with hope for the future. A special note from Christian to Sarah. I hope that we can hang together sometime, but for now and forever, we will always be good friends. To return the sentiment, Sarah decided to spend Christmas with the Chandlers, which delighted Chris.
Nintendo.
On November
That
26,
scared me.
2003,
That was
Christian
a
filmed a
jump scare.
documentary of his activities in the game Animal Crossing.
Oh, this
on
is the first
Nintendo
Let's Play.
GameCube, which he then sent to Nintendo for consideration. Chris narrates this hour-long tour of two of his self-made towns, Quickville and Quick City. Since the documentary features a video game player narrating their activities while playing a game, this makes Chris one of the first individuals to have created a Let's Play category of video in the modern understanding of the word.
I love original Animal Crossing.
For Nintendo GameCube.
It gets
I am your
boring
host.
fast,
My
but
name
man,
is
it's so
Christian
cozy.
Weston Chandler. I live in Ruckersville, Virginia. And I is 21
Ruckersville?
years old. And I play because I'm young at heart. So anyway, we're going to take a tour of my city.
My city.
The city's name is Quickville. See, those are my initials, CWC. And my character's name is Sonichu. You may remember him from previous letters that I have sent to you guys in the past. So anyway, stepping out is my character, Sonichu. He's wearing the clothes with the character on it. Like I said, you might remember his face. There's his actual face. You remember the rest of his body, you see the whole picture.
Chris performs a spontaneous rendition of Yellow is a Mellow Color off the Christian and the Hedgehog Boys album.
Yellow is a mellow color.
He sent this to Nintendo. Someone at Nintendo watched this.
Yeah.
He also treats the audience with a performance of So Need a Cute Girl.
Tell me why I'm stuck as a virgin.
You think they watched the whole thing? You know, they just were like, what the fuck is this?
Tell me why.
Well, he sent it to Nintendo of America, right?
Yeah.
Someone saw it all.
So it's like an hour long.
There's some. I bet you this video still exists somewhere in the Nintendo archives.
That'd be so funny.
As for a monthly journal entry here in November. Yeah, I tried to get a girlfriend because I don't have a girlfriend.
She wrote the
He
fucking.
doesn't even know how to spell meddling.
Let you guys read it. It's a very good poem because
It's funny which
I am an
words he
artist
can't
as well as
spell
a
and which
poet.
ones he can.
I make a rhyme every time.
He proceeds to give a tour of his bedroom.
This is my bedroom.
I think the guy who watched this ran around the office like, you gotta check this shit out.
Christian then goes
Probably.
outside and comes across several characters who all seem to run back indoors at the very sight of him.
She just went in. Exactly. She just went
Forgot
in.
about that part. They all fucking run away
There's
from him.
Homer. He just went in.
He then travels to his house on Quickville Island to reveal that he mostly uses that property for extra storage.
I use mine as storage for the extra items I don't have
Holy
room for
shit, that's a lot of.
at home.
He reasserts
Selvig.
his brand loyalty for Nintendo and decries their competitors.
Speaking of which, Sonic Heroes should be Nintendo GameCube exclusive because Xbox and PlayStation 2, my opinion is the same as yours. They both stink. Yeah, I do not even own them. I don't even want them. That goes double for the PS1 as well. But if you want to know my game systems, I had my GameCube for about almost a year and a half now. Got it on May 31st, 2002.
2002.
You got your SNES, Nintendo 64.
I was
NES.
1 year old.
I got
No,
the
actually, I was 0.
one with,
Technically, a few months.
Genesis,
Yeah.
32X, and
Like
Sega
3-4
CD,
months, I think. March
Sega
from
Dreamcast,
January.
and a Sega Saturn.
The amount of money he has in
3?
game
I got
collections
mostly
is
all of
crazy.
them. I've been a Sonic fan
I was
forever.
like
That's why
fucking
I'm glad that
13
Sonic
or some
came
shit.
to, Nintendo.
He mentions that he likes
That
to
was
keep his
3
surroundings
months.
Oh, we look at this. There's a weed. I pick weeds. Keeps my town clean as well as quick see.
He also likes to keep active.
I usually like to run. It keeps me going faster.
He introduces the viewers to his character, Crystal.
Anyway, this is Crystal. She's wearing the Rose Chew look. There's a zap button on the door. I got Sonic Chew's Rose Chew's mug right here.
Near the end, Chris proclaims that he is high-functioning autistic.
And to answer the all-important question.
Yo, you got the gold statue. You
what
basically
is
finished the game.
meaning of HFA with the 2 red eyes? I will tell you. Got that? That means high functionally autism because that's what I am. I'm functionally autistic.
Autism.
Functionally.
I may have autism, but since I'm high functional, I can do a lot of things. I mean, otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this documentary I'm doing.
He's
right
not
now.
high functional, by the way.
But anyway, for the submission of Nintendo Power, this has been a documentary narrated by Christian.
Oh no!
Yooper.
Do you think
Thank you
Nintendo
very
Power,
much,
wherever
and
the
I
fucking
hope that
company
you will
is, still
consider
has the video
publication.
somewhere,
Bye
like
now.
in the depths of their
I
storage
hope.
facilities?
I hope there's a big Nintendo hack and it fucking gets leaked one day.
Christian started 2004 with a New Year's resolution to find a girlfriend. On January 3rd, he drew a Sonichu comic strip, which also featured Rose Chew and Black Sonichu, the first time he included his characters in an illustrated storytelling setting. On the 6th, he went to get an eye exam. The optometrist in question happened to be Dr. David Chandler, Chris's half-brother from Bob's first marriage, who informed him for the first time that he had an 8-year-old niece named Savannah. On January 16th, he wrote an email to one John concerning their involvement in organizing a weekly Pokemon Game League activity held at the Game and Hobby Place in Charlottesville, revealing that the aforementioned John was the host, while Christian co-hosted. He attached a flyer he made advertising the event. On January 18th, he wrote Hard Love Quest, a poem concerning his difficulties in finding a
I'll be right
boyfriend-free girl.
Okay.
Without girlfriend love, he feels an older age, as
He's
he is still
still-
stuck as a virgin with rage. He searched low and high to the end. The only delay is the fear of being already beaten by a boyfriend.
Boyfriend!
On January 31st, Christian wrote in his diary, "Well, it's the end of another month, and I still don't have a girlfriend. Maybe my latest idea, the Sonichu's News Dash newsletter, will make the ladies
Why does
take
he
notice
make-
of me."
That's the main
News-
thing. Why does he think Sonichi's gonna get him laid? Is the thing I don't understand. We got that.
Letter in question was a revamp of his previous website-only effort, now serving as an outlet for Christian's creative ideas concerning Sonichu, his poetry, and his romantic pursuits. Issue 1 featured a couple of skits
I
starring
miss the
Sonichu,
early internet
the
sometimes.
poem Saddest Heart in the World, and a personal ad for himself, which was not unlike his attraction sign.
I miss finding all these weird
Christian
little
is a very
websites.
shy and very thoughtful person, and will only accept person-to-person encounters. When getting his attention, approach and say hi to him. Do not flirt from a distance. He will not be able to notice. To find Christian, he'll be wearing the Sonichu medallion. In addition to posting a digital copy onto his website, he distributed printed copies of the newsletter around PVCC campus as an alternative to his attraction sign. This must have caught the attention of Mary Lee Walsh, who issued a cease and desist order. In an email dated February 1st, Chris tried to settle the dispute, while also addressing one Susan Hannafin, the PVCC guidance counselor. "Mary, I've slept on it, and I have realized that note hanging is not the way to get attention, and I don't really want to meet with either you nor Susan, no offense. I'll tell you what, let's forget the meeting. And if you will allow my newsletter to stay in distribution, I will do all of the following. I will never hang notes on the wall again. I'll consider stopping my silent treatment on Susan. I'll consider knocking you and Susan up my scale of respect each by
What the
2
fuck?
points. 0 equals no respect.
You got in trouble at
10
college again.
equals respect.
Oh.
Walsh
This is
replied,
his note.
ignoring his plea bargaining, and insisted that they meet the following week. On February 9th, Christian recounted the events of the meeting. Mary Lee Walsh made it illegal to distribute the news dash. I am very angry at that XXXXX. In response, I plan to incite the masses and hope they demand the return of the
cause
news
an
dash so my
uprising,
chances
bitch.
on getting a girlfriend can be restored. I have also declared war on them as well.
War?
It was allegedly during this meeting where he performed his Kamehameha attack, which consisted of Chris mimicking the hand motion of the Kamehameha.
Oh my god, he
attack
did not
move
do it
from
during the
anime
meeting, did he?
series Dragon Ball.
He
and
did.
cursing
He did.
people
I
into
remember this was like
experiencing
a
bad
big
luck by
thing.
shouting, Kamehameha. However, it is not certain
Me and my
whether he
friends
was
used to do
inspired by the original
Kamehamehas
occurrence
at
of the
each other.
Kamehameha, or its parody featured in another anime, Excel Saga, to which Chris has definitely been exposed. The victim of this performative attack in this case was Mary Lee Walsh. In addition, he sent her an email which purportedly communicated his dislike for her and
Sexy
came
look
attached with a
behind
supposed
picture.
drawing depicting his intimidating glare, which likely encouraged Walsh to initiate disciplinary action.
I didn't realize the fucking Sonichu fucking tiki thing is still back there. It was that early? Did he just... fucking wild. Hey, look, there's Vic the cat again.
In March, Chris claimed that the kerfuffle concerning Walsh got his parents upset too. That XXXXX, Mary Lee Walsh, got on my and my parents'
Oh, it's
nerves.
bitch.
All I'd been doing was trying to get a
B-I-T-C-H.
girlfriend.
Did you just
Is
realize
too
that?
much to
No,
ask?
I wanted to make sure he
I'm
had
very
enough
devastated due to
enough
my shattered
X's, you know what I
heart
mean?
That XXXXX caused unto me.
Sure.
My life sucks.
I was hoping there'd be an
Completely
extra X.
disregarding her demands, he
You
published
fucked up
issue 3
spelling
of
it.
Sonichu's News Dash, with most of the content themes remaining unaltered. However, his requirements for a boyfriend-free girl were slightly tweaked. He was now looking for 18 to 22-year-olds.
See,
since
he just
had
keeps
turned
adding
22
numbers.
himself. Aside from the News Dash, Christian developed numerous other means of enticing potential mates, such as paper-made cards, labels, pamphlets, and Cupid arrows.
Oh my god.
In May 2004, Nintendo Power Magazine published an article highlighting Christian's Animal Crossing
No,
video.
no.
referring
Wait,
to
they
Chris
actually
only as
did?
Sonichu. Simply amazing. There's no other way to describe what we received from Sonichu of Quickville. A full video documentary that walked us through his daily life.
I want that.
This opulent
I want
manor
that
contained every
Nintendo
manner of
Power so
furniture.
bad.
Quickville's landscape was
This-
filled to the bursting point.
I only collect Zelda Nintendo Powers and Dragon Quest mentioned in Powers. And I have most of those. I need to find the Quickville Nintendo Power. I bet it's priced higher because of this too.
With all
Probably.
the animals who'd moved to his well-tended town. And Sonichu has customized
But at least
everything
it's
about
well
his town.
documented,
Even
right?
many
Yeah.
villagers have followed his bold trends, wearing the patterns he has created. This apparently got the attention of PVCC's newspaper, The Forum, which featured Christian and Sonichu in an exclusive report.
Jesus.
PVCC student Christian Chandler has dedicated many hours to his pastime. He is the creator of Sonichu, the electric hedgehog
The electric
Pokemon.
hedgehog Pokemon.
Like Sonic, Sonichu can run at high speeds.
I can't.
During
Oh,
Supersonic's
God.
battle against the perfect Chaos Monster, Sonic Adventure DX for GameCube, Supersonic was spat out by the monster and collided with a bystanding Pikachu, Chandler explained. According to his story, the power from the Chaos Emeralds transformed Pikachu into Sonichu. Chandler and the world he created for Sonichu were featured in the May 2004 issue of Nintendo Power. The place is called Quickville. The Quick prefix are his initials.
I
Christian
wonder. Let
Weston
me see if I can
Chandler.
find a copy
Nintendo
of that.
Power was
Yeah,
apparently
I'm
impressed
curious.
with Chandler's
Hello,
work.
Gamma.
During all this rigmarole, he continued to publish his news dash, but he updated his personal contact information to include a link to his profile on the online dating site Match.com, which he created to aid in his love quest. It was also at around this time that he opened an account on social media site MySpace. He introduced himself. I enjoy drawing, listening to music, playing video games and TCG. I also like anime, Legos, and I love my parents. I also enjoy web design. He proceeds to list all the gaming consoles in his possession, finishing with the Pokemon catchphrase, "Gotta catch 'em all." Interestingly, he listed his occupation as student/cartoonist. He explores his most desperate desires in his blurb. I am a bit shy, but I would enjoy the company of a beautiful girl who likes some of the things I do. I also like to have fun when I can, and I don't really like to be
I may have
alone.
found it.
I graduated
Yeah?
from high school on the honor roll,
Which
and
issue
I
is
did
it?
very well at
Of 10
PVCC.
from 2004 all the way to 2005. Volume 190 to 180 to 180. So it's missing 86 though.
Huh.
And I think his Nintendo Power is 197.
I'm looking on the quickie right now. He's featured in Nintendo Power twice. He's in
Oh no, his is 179, I think. The Metal Gear one.
You have the Metal Gear one. He's in that one. And he's in the Killer 7 one.
I found it for $5.
So that's a cheap one.
And the person that it belonged to is named Kevin Short.
Also, issue 190 he's in.
Oh no, it's sold out. No!
A lot of men make false promises to their girlfriends, but I am totally different. When it comes to what I can offer, I can seriously promise care, respect, empathy, and love. I think that most girls deserve the world, and I would do my best to give it to them. On May 29th, 2004, he attended the Anime Mid-Atlantic Convention for the first time, staying there for only the first day of the 3-day convention, where he met noted voice actress Monica Rial. She also sings opera very nicely, and she is a very nice, fun, and sweet person to hang around with. She sure made my day a sweet one. ;8, close parentheses. In Sonichu's News Dash issue 5, he introduced 3 new Sonichu characters. Christian Sonichu, based on himself, Wesley Sonichu, his quote-unquote rival who is based on Sarah Hammer's boyfriend Wes Isley, and Sarahama Rosechu, evidently named after Sarah herself. On May 30th, to celebrate the 24-year wedding anniversary of his parents, Chris made them a present, a dramatic retelling of the family's life via Animal Crossing. Through this videographic endeavor, he delves deep into the family's history.
Oh, I love that he made his clothes.
This is my little present for y'all. A little documentary for y'all. Here in Animal Crossing for Nintendo GameCube. About how y'all were and how you are now and so forth. So take a trip back in time with me, won't you? As we explore how each of you were. Of course, first we'll travel back in time to the time of good old Robert Franklin Chandler Jr. He was a hip youngster back in his day. Let's take a look inside his chateau and see what describes him as him. He collects records, and he's got lots of them. He's got so many shelves. He might call him a record case. Yeah.
Chris reveals that Bob has Cherokee ancestry.
He was born in Cherokee in Texas. Actually, he was like 1/16 Cherokee. But that's why we have this totem pole here. This Chinese lion here. That's he's been to Korea for war in World War II, I believe it was.
I don't think it was World War II.
That's what this is right here.
He performs the same
Did he get a
type of tour
medal?
for Barbara.
But she went to school, and she worked hard. And see these shirt here, that's her school colors, blue and white, because back in high school, she was a cheerleader. Bum bum, sis boom ba, yay yay, la la la. Yeah, yeah, she likes to get old stuff as well, so she's got a little tea set here. And we got a kitchen, fridge, and a stove. Here's a little fan to keep cool with. Keep food in this little pantry. And she keeps her brooms and mops in the old closet here. Although somebody brought up the mop, somebody wanted to clean up. You put your garbage in the garbage can. And this is the sad part. And it gets in some places now, in very few houses nowadays, but what happened in the old days, the bathroom was in the same room as the kitchen.
What?
But luckily, we always remember to wash our hands with soap and water. Yeah. Anyway, that's just in the days of old. Nowadays, she does have a private bathroom. Yeah.
Chris explains how his parents.
That was
They
fascinating,
met
Chris.
over at May's pub, see. Yeah. Mom was just sitting down with her friend. She was watching Bobby sing up here. And well, she really liked his singing, so as father put it, she went up to him and then as he passed by, changed the thermostat. Yeah. Anyway, she chased him down the hallway and cornered him. And then after that, they just talked.
Just came back again.
Talked things out, and they got to know each other.
You haven't missed much. Chris is just rambling about how his parents met in
Do
Animal
you take this
Crossing.
woman to be lovely wed wife, to love and hold and cherish and to honor? I do.
Oh, dude.
Barbara, take this man to be a lawfully wedded husband, to love
Like
and cherish
zoning
and
out.
forever.
This is like
I do.
so just
I
nothing,
haven't
Chris
actually met anyone who
Chan.
might kiss the bride.
When's Chris gonna shove a medallion
After
up his ass?
reenacting the wedding, Christian introduces himself into the picture.
When does he cut his taint open?
First comes love, then comes marriage,
It's Chris
and they
Hussey.
come along with their baby carriage.
His crusty.
It's Chrissy. Ew.
It's crusty
crusty.
and no, see, 82 he was born.
Then returns to Bob's room.
Oh, he's way older than me then.
How things were, we're gonna play a little number on the jukebox here. But since we don't have side by side on recording, we're gonna play Sitting Under the Apple Tree.
He proceeds to let the 1942 song Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree play in full.
That's
And there you
crazy.
have it, nice little blast from the past. And now for my mom and dad, a little something special for this video.
How long was
It's my
this?
way of saying happy
Quote unquote
anniversary to y'all. Coming up next.
The video cuts to a drawing made with Mario Paint, which says, "To Mom and Dad, happy anniversary.
That's
Thank you
impressive.
both
What the
for my
fuck?
birth. Love, Christian C."
At the time, this probably would have been like really hard to do.
Yeah, I want to know what he sliced and edited with.
How he did
July,
it?
Must have
Chris
been
began going to
I did him in
Charlottesville
Windows
Fashion
Media
Square,
Maker.
attraction sign in hand, to seek out fellow mates. Evidently,
No!
his current
How did he
practice did not
capture it?
yield promising results, as in a diary entry dated August
Through
1st,
VCR
he
maybe?
announced, "Well,
That
it's
had to be the
November.
only thing that
Still
makes
no
sense.
girlfriend, but I have a new
Huh.
idea that I'm
Isn't this
sure
the
will
same
reel in a girlfriend
mall
on
that
a
he pepper
faithful
sprayed
red
his
string."
GameStop
The
employee
idea
in?
concerning
Probably.
red string consisted of Christian tying a red string to a paper heart on which "Pick me up and bring me my owner" was written. Significance of a red string was most likely a reference to its appearance in the anime Excel Saga and is a well-known symbol in many Asian cultures. At the mall, Chris would throw the heart at prospective partners in the hopes that they would pick up the
God,
heart.
that's so
which would prompt
awkward.
Chris to pull the string in along with the heart and woman attached to it, as if he were fishing. It cannot be determined how successful this strategy would have been.
Yeah,
Just 4
aka
days
not at
after
all.
He employed the red string of fate. A mall security guard, which Chris referred to as a jerk cop, put an end to it.
Oh, is this the
August,
origin of the
Chris
jerk
shifted
cops?
focus away from Pokemon and centered his attention on Yu-Gi-Oh!, a similarly themed card game. He began making his own custom cards and attended his first Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament at the Game Place. Over the months of getting
She
to
looks
know
so
Megan, I
uncomfortable.
grew fond of her. Although at that time, and up to now, she wasn't interested in a lovely relationship. I've bided to her wishes and requests. I am truly fond of her. Since
Oh my
he and
God.
Megan had Yu-Gi-Oh! As a common interest, Christian only intensified his obsession with the game, creating more and more custom Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, with one depicting Crystal,
I wonder if he
Christian's
ever tried
make-believe
using these.
female twin. He also designed a girlfriend's gift card, on which the illustrated girlfriend looks suspiciously like the sister. On September 4th, Christian reflected on his
Man,
love
so
quest
incest was in
far.
his mind since the very
While
beginning.
I was at
Yeah,
the mall
there's
for
a
the
weird
8th
like
week
thing
today,
with his
I
fake
realized
twin
something.
sister.
Since I have been using a sign to state my being single and lonesome towards an 18 to 22-year-old boyfriend-free woman, I, in the event, was trying to sell myself like a new car. I may be able to put that idea to good use.
What does
2
that
days later,
mean?
Chris's love quest was interrupted by a jerk cop. I told that jerk cop off when I pulled some of my fun cards and told my lonesome virgin story, intimidated him and shouted "no" into his face. In short, today was my Independence Day, but I'm still alone. On September 11th, his search for love took a turn for the worse.
Fuck. I want
I
to know
was
what
not
that looked
bothering
like.
anyone at the mall today while I was trying to sell myself when I got arrested for trying. I fortunately did not go to jail, but I have been stripped of my right to go to the mall by myself. I would be required to bring my mom or dad with me. My independence and my soul were practically murdered.
Murdered.
8, open parentheses. Chris's run of misfortune climaxed when only 5 days later, the school board of PVCC suspended him for 1 year.
Oh,
My dad is bloodthirsty for revenge as well. He's going to write to U.S. President George W. Bush Jr. and Laura Bush to help me get allowed back to PVCC. We all curse death upon that XXXXX Mary Lee Walsh, greater than 8, open parentheses. In conjunction with his suspension, he was required to take anger management classes, get a psychological evaluation, and receive social skills counseling. 10 days
probably
after
needed
the
those a
event,
long time
he
ago.
lamented over his inability to go to PVCC or the mall, and confessed that he would be asking Santa Claus for a girlfriend this Christmas.
Imagine someone writing a letter to George Bush to let my retarded son go back to class, like a couple of weeks after 9/11.
With his bans from the college and the fashion square, he decided to continue with his search for a boyfriend-free girl, but relocated to the University of Virginia's campus to do so. However, this move wasn't for long, as Christian was allowed back to the fashion square in November. Regardless, he went back to UVA for a different kind of engagement, in the form of a mandatory psychiatric evaluation. There are apparently more of such documented examinations in existence, but this is the only one so far which has been made public. The physician wrote, Mr. Chandler says that since finishing high school and starting at PVCC in the year 2000, he has had an increasing interest in a female companion. His attempts at this ultimately led to his suspension from college. His attempt took the form of a sign, which he placed next to himself while sitting in the lobby at Piedmont. The sign was a list of qualifications that a potential girlfriend would have. He said that he has been very frustrated by his inability to find a girlfriend, and he suffers from noviophobia. This refers to his frustration that females often tell him that they already have a boyfriend. While he does have physical attraction towards females, his primary frustration is with his lack of companionship. The report mentions his medical record and earlier evaluations. He has already undergone psychological evaluation by Robin Hawks at the Center for Learning Potential.
The learning
The
potential.
recommendation concerning Mr. Chandler's emotional status is that he seek psychiatric and psychological treatment. The psychologist felt
Wonder
that
what it was
counseling
like to
and
be his
medication would possibly
psychologist.
address his obsessive thought pattern and assist him with social
Like, he
skills.
probably has a gold
She also
mine and just
recommended anger
paperwork.
management training. The analysis also comments on Christian's appearance and demeanor at the session. The patient is a mildly overweight, white male, wearing blue jeans and a shirt. He was also wearing a makeshift necklace that had a large plastic medallion in the shape of a Pokemon character's head. He also had a
Pokemon!
number of shrinky-dink decorations attached to this necklace. He had a large backpack that he carried with him, and had a notebook containing a large number of drawings. His speech was somewhat nasal, with frequent, awkward laughing during his sentences. His speech was fluent. His responses were appropriate to the questions posed to him. Overall, the volume of his speech was slightly elevated, although his tone was generally pleasant and almost jovial. His thought processes were linear and logical. He was somewhat concrete, especially regarding social interactions. He seemed to have good insight into his limitations. The attending physician then attests that Christian's Folstein mini-mental state examination score was 30 out of 30, with the required spontaneous written sentence being, "Uncle Spunky is a really funky monkey." Mr. Chandler is a 22-year-old man with a history of developmental delays and autism. Despite these limitations, he seems to have been quite successful in maximizing his academic abilities. He is left, however, with a severe degree of social awkwardness, and seems to have good insight into this. He is left feeling somewhat frustrated, as he has a strong desire for companionship, although his social limitations prevent
He also
him from
hates
being able to
retards, so he
realize
wouldn't
this in the
date
way
anyone
which he
like
would
him.
like. The patient doesn't seem to
Oh,
pose
no.
a significant threat to himself or anyone else.
Except his
After
mom.
the evaluation,
I've
Chris
still
carried
got a
on
few
with his
years.
life much like before, with neither him nor
Yeah,
his
like
parents making any
almost
significant efforts
20,
to
no?
change his ways.
He started
But
like doing it
Christmas was
at
soon approaching,
2019, no?
and
Something
Yeah,
like that.
something
Santa
like that.
would
Yeah,
bring him
you're
a
right.
girlfriend like he wished, who could right all his wrongs.
After his dad
and
dies
change
and
his
that pussy
life
is
for
well
the better.
aged.
That pushy's this desert, just a desert,
Ugh.
shriveled up.
We still haven't gotten anywhere near the worst of it.
Not yet, no.
Fuck. Another gem, another old gem. Re-upload it 3 more times. I hope the ending's better this time around. Where were you on 9/11, Chris? I got a dark object. I walked around with my lady friend.
I finally understand why people lose their mind over additional minutes worth of footage or on movies they like. It's like the after credits cutscene on most
Yeah.
stuff.
My sleepover, so I get to choose the movie we watch. We're watching Chris Chan.